Time to review a $13.50 Dagger.
I want it.
A $13.50 Dagger. Is it any good? TD, show it to him. This is the MTech MT-20-77 Golf Yankee at 6.8 ounces. It is literally $13.50, y'all. Is it worth it? We'll get back to the Gundam here in a second. I would say absolutely yes, depending on your perspective. Do you want a long-bladed dagger for $13.50?
Dude, for $13, you should want this regardless.
Yeah. Oh, turn it over. There's a Macy hair on it. Check it out.
Oh, sweet.
Flip it. There, right there.
Sweet.
We're back to having dogness hair.
Dude, I'm surprised. I just picked this up off the ground and was checking it out.
He didn't know what the price was.
Probably 50, 60, something like that, around there.
Right.
It seems nice. I love how you can see, like, the machining.
It's decent.
It looks great.
Yeah. Now, the steel isn't anything special. It's probably 440A. It is a 7-inch double-edged dagger. It's 5 millimeters in its thickness. It is titanium coated. Did we mention the price? $13.50 is what we paid for it. So, and I did say it depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a defensive weapon, I have no doubt this would work.
It's pretty rad.
Better than a sharpened toothbrush shim in prison, as I've always said. Yeah, it's...
If you can smuggle this in your ass to prison, then rock on. Good luck.
Good luck.
You have a much bigger colon than I do.
Good luck, Papillon. 6.8 ounces total carry weight, and that's with this low-quality sheath, but completely functional
but
sheath.
It's light.
I do like light sheaths.
As far as disposable ass murder weapons go, it's a pretty good sheath.
I wish I could put that as the title.
Yeah.
The YouTube police would go ballistic. Yeah, so it's got a snap
everything.
here.
It's got ass, murder. It's got stilettos.
That's a throwback to the SNL skit, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. Snap instead of Velcro, I like that. Open weave, lower quality nylon. It is wrapped, though, so there's no exposed edges.
Cool. It's got a little clip.
Yep, little clip right here.
It's handy.
Will it break on you? Probably.
Most likely.
Probably, but I don't know if I'd recommend belt carry with this. I'd put it somewhere else in a different carry system.
Or in a dumpster after you finish using it.
Gosh, he's kidding.
I'm just lying, because $13, that's so much blade for the money. That's awesome.
It really is. It reminds me of the Gerber. Oh, I wish we would have brought that one.
I think
the Gerber Mark 1.
It's pronounced Gerber.
Gerbil. Gerbil's better. 11 1/4 inches overall length. It has a crossguard plastic handle. Here's a criticism. Here, you knew something was coming.
The tiny doll-sized handle?
The tiny doll-sized handle. There's not a lot of real estate here. If you have medium-sized hands, you'll like it. For me, I run out of room on it. But it's $13.50, y'all.
I know.
Does it freaking matter?
That knocks everything else out of the park. I don't know. The sheath is kind of... $13.
I don't know if that tip is ground exactly correctly. You know,
dude, it costs the same amount as like the 4-pound box of chicken and a biscuit at Costco.
It costs as much as a lunch.
And think about it. Just think of how amazingly lucky you are to be able to procure this for the amount of like an hour's work in the modern world. Can you go back in time and tell an ancient Sumerian that this piece of space technology costs about an hour and he will completely shut down on you?
Where did I buy this? It was either eBay or Amazon. I forget which. I think it was in Amazon is where I got it. It does have, obviously, a forward balance to it because it is a long blade, 7 inches. We mentioned that. It is a mostly full tang, if you care, but does it really matter? The handle is short, like we mentioned. It is slick. I didn't mention that. It does have a lanyard hole. What I would do if I really was going to put this in some like backup defensive system is I would wrap the handle in athletic tape. Or that A-grip material. A-grip would make it awesome.
Would be really cool.
It's like that synthetic suede. That would be completely awesome. Now, it's not the only value dagger out there. This is probably my all-time favorite value dagger. Mentioned many times before. Here comes... Actually, this was not the... This isn't the value version. This is a high-end version.
And it's much harder to fit in your ass.
The VG1 Sanmai Steel. It is a Peacekeeper 1 from Cold Steel.
I mean, as long as you work the angles. You don't eat Taco Bell at least one day before. You can do it.
Oh my gosh, TD, you just cracked me up. Let's look at the handles on this. This is what we're talking about. So, yeah, look at that. So the handle on the Peacekeeper one, that's legit. This one is narrow, it's slick, it's too small, but the price. If you're looking for a really serious double-edged knife with reach, the Peacekeeper 2 is smaller. I reviewed that like in 2008, like eons ago. But the Peacekeeper 1, dude, it is a machine.
Yeah.
If I can find links below, I'll put them there. I just love the Peacekeeper 1. It has the Craton grip on it with outstanding traction, lanyard hole, functional grip. It's all about first cool, dudes. Maybe a little bit of second cool in this steel.
Yeah. It's
been issued in like 4016 Krupp and some other steels, OS 8. Also in SK5, they did a carbon steel version. Cool. I think I reviewed that. This is one of my all-time favorite double-edged blades for a value price. I actually talked to a SWAT officer, and he runs a Peacekeeper 2 on his vest as a defensive weapon.
That's cool.
Kind of cool. And it has, of course, the perfect sheath.
Great.
Secure-X plastic sheath. This is really an awesome sheath. Talked about many times. But let's say you don't want to spend $13.50. You want to spend $300. More or less. $300. Yeah. And, okay, then go get this cat's.
Why am I going to spend $300 for something
Dagger.
that's going to end up in my ass anyway?
Look at this sucker, dudes. Kind of not a dagger, but kind of sort of is. I reviewed this a while back. Finally, it's been in inventory forever. I just love the cat's knives. They're just so cool. Well, these two. I showed you the smaller version and this larger one, of course. It has that funky steel, the XT70. Beautiful knife. This is a second cool collectible. I think it will retain its value. I think you could get your money back from the cat's knives on the secondary market if you wanted. It also has a very serious handle with a lot of real estate on it. Much like the Peacekeeper 1 I just showed you, actually. And here it goes against a $13 dagger. I mean, how many of these could you buy? You could buy it for everybody in your family for one price of the cats.
You could practice throwing them.
Yeah.
But honestly, for most guys that would buy a dagger, this will do more than enough. Because I've never known anyone to get a dagger and then train with it or learn it.
Absolutely
it's very rare. I would
Absolutely
say get this, and then if you set a goal, if you practice or you learn or you start doing once you reach some milestone, then you move up. Then you start going to the higher ends. Then you can drop $300 on a sweet fixed blade knife. But for me, I'm not planning on knife fighting anytime soon.
Well, let's talk philosophy of use. I mean, we talked about the obvious thing, a defensive knife for sure, soldier knife going house to house, in Fallujah or A-Stand, whatever. Would this be my first choice? No. I don't like the handle that much. Of course I wouldn't. The upside is if it did fit you, they probably have a smaller version of this one too. If it did fit you, if you lost it or someone stole it in your unit while you're deployed, you wouldn't care.
Yep.
Unlike if you had the cats, can you imagine you come back and someone's ripped it off and you don't know where it went?
Pretty chapped.
You'd be livid. How about this one, dudes? This is a Tanto Light, 6.8 ounces. Speaking of 4116 steel, $24. That's a serious knife, and I may have thumped with this knife a little bit. Yeah, the steel isn't amazing. It's basically Swiss Army knife steel, but it works. And this is super lightweight. It has kind of a really sharp handle that you can use for non-lethal strikes. It has great grip. It's super lightweight, and it's only $10 more than this other one, which is amazing.
The wonders of the modern era.
Yeah, so is it recommended? Yeah, if you want something like this. I was mentioning philosophy of use. Just fun knife to have, maybe.
I like it. I like the idea of a boot knife for the moto, too.
That's interesting.
That sticks in, that I'm not afraid to get completely eroded if I lay it down or something.
That's actually pretty interesting. Yeah. I might look at a shorter knife than that, but yeah, you could do it. I think the sheath would fit into your adventure boots.
For $13, I can make it shorter.
Right.
I could take a hacksaw to it right here.
That is
and whittle it down myself and still come out ahead.
Yeah, it's probably 448. It's not very sharp out of box. I don't know if we mentioned that. Who cares? Would I even bother to sharpen this up? No.
If I'm shaving with it.
If you're going to do penetration cuts, you don't need a sharp blade. Yeah. This does all the work, the tip.
Tip does all the work. Remember it.
Oh, goodness. I knew that was coming. Okay, this was TD's Gundam. What was this on the table? Tell them real quick.
Makes me sad just looking at it. That's the MS-18 Camphor from 0080, War in the Pocket, and the guy gets completely ganked by that chick in her prototype Gundam.
Oh, gosh.
Dude, it's really cool because it's a prototype assault MS, so, you know, a little cockpit in here. The guys put it together behind enemy lines, then make an assault.
Lightweight armor?
Yep, and it doesn't help. He ends up taking on the Gundam that has a full system of Chobham armor on it.
So here we go, firepower versus mobility, and he went for mobility and he got slammed.
Yep. Although he does just sit there. She has like these big 90mm Gatlings in the forearms of her Gundam, and as soon as she pops him up, he just sits there staring at her. Then again, Mikhail drank a lot, so I can't really fault him.
I'm surprised how many Gundam fans are in TMP.
Dude, I've been
a lot of dudes know exactly all your references.
Yeah.
They're with you. Gundam's really cool. I raised the boys on it because I like the technical nature of it and that they had these power suits and piloted by pilots. I don't know. It's just cool.
This is one of the good series, too. This one, it has a very sad ending because pretty much everyone you like dies.
And these are to hold... like Arby's Big Beef and Cheddars,
Big Beef and Cheddar, each one.
So how many does each one hold?
It depends on how much you get in curly fries.
All right, super quick, we're going to wrap it up talking about this stuff. What's this one?
That's a Sky Grasper from one of the less great Gundam series, but it looks cool.
It does look cool. What's this right here? Hover tank?
That also from one of the cool Real Robot series. That's 8th MS Team. That's the little truck that they have.
That is
their
actually
supply.
Very radical.
And the guy uses this boom to jam into the ground and like uses sonar or something. Mm-hmm. He's like listening in that one when they're trying to find the artillery stuff.
Very cool. Yep, we're talking about Gundam here as we wrap up this KRV. That's pretty cool, man. I like that.
Very cool.
We'll talk about this Mustang later. We don't have time right now. We got to wrap it up. Recommended the MTech Dagger, 7-inch, 5mm in thickness, titanium coated. Yeah, it's worth the money.
Links below. $13, man. I already added one to my cart.
Awesome.